Just before we get into this video, guys, if you want to follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram, the links are here. And if you also want to support me on Patreon as well and help out my channel, that would be absolutely awesome as well. But let's get on with the video. Hey guys, it is Wingy here and welcome to a brand new video. Now today is another Patreon suggestion. Admittedly, this hasn't come out as fast as I would have liked it to, but life has gotten in the way. I don't usually watch Black Mirror. I've seen a few episodes in the past before. I'm more of an Inside Number 9 kind of guy, which if you haven't seen, definitely go and check it out. That and Black Mirror. But today's video was requested by Council of Geeks, who you may or may not be aware of. I know some of you who watch my videos also watch Council of Geeks videos. So first and foremost, thank you very much for the suggestion. Now, they requested not Black Mirror in its entirety, but Black Mirror Nosedive. I think it's like the first episode of Series 3. And yeah, I see why you suggested it. Now, I'm not going to go into too much spoilers because I know with a lot of stuff that I talk about on my channel, people are going to go and watch it after I talk about it. So I don't really want to spoil it. And Black Mirror is one of those series where you don't really want to talk about it too much because otherwise it sort of ruins the experience of watching it. But I'll talk about as much as I can. So in this episode, it follows this girl, Lacey. You know, she's just an average girl. She's moving apartment. She wants to go somewhere else. She's got an alright career. She's fairly happy in her life, but she wants to go places. But the thing is, the world that she lives in isn't quite like ours, or at least not yet. Everything is via social media. Everybody is rated. Everybody wants that perfect 5 out of 5 rating. You get a coffee off a barista, you can rate him 5 stars. Just some randomer in the street that you bump into, well, if they piss you off, you can rate them 1 star and lower their overall score. You want a promotion at work, well, you offer people free shit just so they'll improve your rating, so then you're more likely to get that promotion. And it's a really interesting premise, and I wouldn't be surprised because Black Mirror is full of interesting premises. But it really is a metaphor on today's society, especially with social media. Now, as you're aware, I am someone who does have a social media following and presence because that's what this is. And I think what a lot of people seem to forget and get swept up in these days is that everybody just wants to be validated. Whether it's how many likes they get on a Facebook status, how many retweets they get, how many subscribers they have, how many love hearts they get on Instagram, how many followers on Snapchat, literally every single social media platform, you want to be validated and you want to have X amount of whatever. Some people, they even make their career out of it, whether that be famous YouTubers or Instagram models or those fucking twats, the Kardashians. And just as I'm filming this video, it was announced that what's-her-face has had a kid. Who fucking cares? But that does sort of play into what I'm sort of saying here. Whichever Kardashian, she's getting clicks and she's getting likes and she's getting shares and views and whatnot just because she had a kid. Yeah, because she's the first fucker to do that, isn't she? Why am I still talking about the Kardashians? I'm not turning this channel into a Kardashian fan channel, no way. But in this world, because everybody needs that validation, they need their 5-star rating, they start to change who they are. They're not really independent people anymore. Let's be honest, you want to be an arsehole every now and again. Not just because you are actually a bad person, it's just because sometimes you need to let off steam, sometimes you get into a situation where you need to be an arsehole to deal with it in the proper way. And I don't mean like go around twatting people, not that, unless you're a boxer. But you get to a point where everybody is turning into a kiss arse. Everybody is so interested in what you have to say. You have to ask people about what their dog's doing. You have to ask them about their new job, about their new baby. It shows you in this episode that the more and more she does this, the more and more it actually affects her as a person and her mental health. In the episode, our main character Lacey, she does become so obsessed with it to the point where she's going out of her way to be something that she's not. And I think this episode of Black Mirror in particular really does sort of emphasize where we are at as a society. And I love that in any TV show or movie or comic book when it is sort of an exaggerated version of where we're at currently. That's why I love dystopian futures. This episode was really enjoyable and it's really thought-provoking, and based on the other episodes of Black Mirror that I've seen as well, they're also the same. But I think this one is especially relevant to me, like Council of Geeks did say on the Patreon suggestion. As someone growing a social media following, it is interesting. Now, I wouldn't say that I personally have done this, but I know a lot of people who are on YouTube and who are on social media a lot. They will try and change who they are just so they can get more subscribers, get more likes, get more followers. Me, I'm just an arsehole and I'll say what I think anyway. I don't don't give a fuck. But there are people out there that will just say things that they don't really mean, but they just want people to like them. And this episode of Black Mirror really does emphasize that, and it does, in a way, become a warning as to where we could go as a society. You know, if we take this shit too far, like, who gives a fuck if only 2 people like your status of a picture of the spag bol that you made last night? Like, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. There's a lot of life lessons here, and I think anybody who does any sort of big social media stuff, whether it is a YouTube account or whether it is a big Facebook account or an Instagram model, anything like that, or if you're someone who is so glued and tuned into social media, I would highly recommend this episode of Black Mirror to you sort of people in particular. Lacey's journey throughout this episode, for her, is a real eye-opener, and I think for those types of people, it would be an eye-opener for them as well. I think the main message of this episode of Black Mirror is a simple one, and it's just be yourself and don't worry what anybody else thinks. I'm not going to spoil what she said because it is a moment that I think people really need to see for themselves, but there's a moment with an older woman who's talking to Lacey, and the story that she tells her about how she realised this, like, nah, you shouldn't be bothered about social media. Well, the 5-star rating in this show's case. The story that she tells Lacey, it makes 100% sense. And from that moment on, I was just like, actually, yeah, fuck it, I don't need subscribers. Like, there's bigger things to worry about, isn't there? I still want them. Please don't leave me. But yeah, like I say, I am more of an Inside Number 9 guy, but I think I need to start watching more of Black Mirror after this. I've already seen a couple. I've seen the one with Jodie Whittaker, and I've seen the one with Hayley Atwell, and a couple of others. But after that one, I want to watch more of it. So Council of Geeks, thank you for recommending that one in particular, because if it was any others, I might not have done that. So that is what I think of this episode of Black Mirror. In the comments below, guys, let me know what you think of Black Mirror as a whole. Let me know what you think of that episode in particular, Nosedive. If you haven't seen it, let me know if you go and check it out and what you think of it. And also, anybody who does watch Black Mirror but hasn't seen Inside Number 9, if you go and check that out, let me know what you think as well, because I would highly recommend that to anybody. And also, thank you again to Council of Geeks for suggesting this idea for a video. And remember, guys, if you want to suggest a video to me about anything, it can be literally anything, whether it's a specific episode of a TV show like this one was, or a top 10, or a whatever you want, then follow me on Patreon and I will do any video that you suggest. It might take me a few weeks to do it, but I will get round to it. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it. Oh, I've just realised what I'm doing. I'm doing the thing in the episode. I want the likes, I want to be validated, and the subscribers, and the comments, and follow me on other social media. I might change my name to Lacey. That'd suit me, yeah. But if you do those things, I would love you forever. I'm keeping this in, but I can't say this with a straight face after watching that episode now. It's really made me re-evaluate who I am as a YouTuber and as a person. Fuck. But until next time, guys, you take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Anyone who watches this video who watches Black Mirror but hasn't seen Inside Number 9,